A warm welcome to Udaya Kiranalu. In this video, you are going to learn how to frame questions in English. In daily conversation, we need to ask questions to get information. At various places such as school, theatre, railway station, market, hospital, or on various occasions, we ask questions. So, we must learn this valuable art. There are two types of questions: yes no questions, double H questions. Yes no questions require yes or no as an answer, whereas double H questions look for explanatory answers. Auxiliary verbs help us make questions. Now, tense wise, let's form questions. Simple present tense. Structure: subject plus verb 1. Example: you work hard. Note: there is no auxiliary verb, so we have to use the corresponding do forms to make questions. If the subject is the first person or second person and third person plural, we use do forms. For example, you work hard. Work is verb 1. Do is verb 1. So it becomes do work. In your mind, the sentence is you do work hard. Now it's easy to frame the question. Just invert you and do, that means change their positions. Now the conceptual sentence is you do work hard. Actually, when we want to give stress to the sentence, then we use do in that sentence. But here we have used do to make a question. Now it is easy for us. Now the question will be, do you work hard? So that is yes no question. Now after making yes no questions, it is double easy for us to make WH questions. Note: now it's very simple to frame WH question. Choose the relevant WH word and place it at the beginning of the yes no question and remove the answer part if any. Here, hard. The question reads like this: how do you work? Now let's make some WH questions based on the yes no question. Here are some examples. How do you work? Why do you work? When do you work? And where do you work? So if you look at the sentences, look at these questions, then you will know that it is very easy to make WH questions after making yes no questions. We've just placed relevant WH question words at the beginning of the yes no question after making some necessary changes, and WH questions are ready. If the subject is the third person singular, we use does and V1. For example, he works hard. Works becomes does plus work. Now we can frame a yes no question. Does he work hard? After making the yes no question, we can make WH question. The question is, how does he work? Like this, we can make so many examples. We can use the yes no question as a base to make WH questions. Here are some more examples. Where does he work? Who does he work with? When does he work? Why does he work? and what does he do? Now, some more examples. I like cricket. The yes no question is, do I like cricket? And the WH question, what do I like? Next sentence, we go there. The yes no question is, do we go there? The WH questions, where do we go? When do we go? And why do we go there? Now, using the second person pronoun, let's make some questions. The example sentence is, you tell jokes. The yes no question is, do you tell jokes? And the WH questions are, what do you tell? And how do you tell jokes? Now, with the third person singular, the example sentence is, she speaks English fluently. The yes no question is, does she speak English fluently? Here we used does form because the main verb is speaks. That's why here we have used does. So the yes no question is, does she speak English fluently? And WH questions are, how does she speak English? When does she speak English? And why does she speak English? Now, the questions with the third person plural. The example sentence is, they make kites. The yes no question is, do they make kites? And WH questions are, what do they make? How do they make kites? And why do they make kites? Like this, we can make yes no questions and WH questions. Thank you for listening to me.